So we're going to get started talking about seed planting. So yesterday, well, first off, I'm a new gardener. So I try to follow directions, but at the same time, child, I do my own thing. It's okay to experiment. But anyway, yesterday I planted kale, Swiss chard. Um, y'all see what this look like? Swiss chard that looks like that. And then you have Swiss chard that looks like this. And you have a Swiss chard that looks like that. Okay, so I planted those mustard greens, the red giant mustard greens, or giant red. This type of mustard green. Yep. And leeks, as well as Brussels sprouts. And so I've been reading, and some people say, I guess it depends on what zone you're in. And I'm actually in the North Texas area, zone 8B. And speaking of zone 8B, today is gloomy outside. It's in the low 50s right now. Expected some snow is expected. Well, is it going to be really snow or just freezing rain? I'm not really sure. But the weather's supposed to get a little bit cold and a little bit bad later on today. Anyway, moving on. I just want to let you guys know that these are the seeds that I planted on yesterday. So I'm just going to set this over here. And 5 days ago, I had some lemon seeds. I got the lemon seeds from the lemons from the grocery store. And I put the seeds, of course, I put the seeds in a plastic bag, put them in a dark, cool place for about, I think it was about 15 days that I let them sit in the plastic bag, in the moist plastic bag for about 15 days. And most of them sprouted. So about 15 seeds sprouted. So 5 days ago, I put them in a tray and they're starting to grow. Can y'all see it? So the sprouts were put in soil and this is what it's looking like. So I just want to give you an update that they are growing. So hopefully in a couple of years, if these survive, hopefully I can have some lemon trees. Save on going to the store buying lemons from the store. So y'all, I went to the store maybe 2 days ago, and I showed it in my video. The celery was like all small. Y'all know how celery is supposed to be like, thick. They were all small, wimpy, leaning over, limp. So I didn't get any celery. The oranges were okay, but then some of the nectarines, tangerines, it was all of them. Everything was like small, real mushy. If you pressed on them, they were busting open. So it's like if you're not growing your stuff or trying to grow your stuff, I mean, what happens when the grocery store just like sell everything? Everything they're selling is not good. It's not good quality. Is what I'm trying to say. The quality of things. So I'm just trying to see what I can do for myself to grow things for my own household. Anyway, so that's enough of that. So the planting and everything. So now let me ask you. I've talked about this before in the past, so I'm bringing it up again. Finances. Do y'all track your finances? Like, do you like get your pen and paper and write down every time you go to McDonald's, or which I don't know if you go to McDonald's or not, but I'm just saying, if you buy a new pair of pants, if you buy anything, you write it down and subtract it out of your balance in your account. Some people do, some people don't. And I think the majority of people do understand the benefits of tracking their expenses, but I think most people don't do it. And I guess that's okay. So if you make enough money and it's not a concern for you to keep up with every single penny that comes out of your account, if you fall into that category, then great. But if you don't fall in that category and every single penny that you spend count, you should, this is my opinion, I'm not telling you what to do, but I advise you to start tracking everything that comes out of your account. So let me tell you what some of the things that could happen when you are banking on every single penny in your account and when you don't track your money. So let's just say if you have a car note that's $500, let's just say, and we're guessing, we play the get instead of us putting it on paper or using the actual app to track our finances. What happens is we guesstimate and we'll say, okay, yeah, I went out to eat, I went shopping, you know, whatever you do with your life, and let's just say your car note is $500. But you do know that even though it's automatically drafted out of your checking account or out of your bank account, even though it comes out automatically, but if they're expecting $500 to be in your account and you got $499, that it's not exactly 500. So they're not going to draft out that month. So that's 1 month that's going to be down. So let's just say for January, you owe $500 on the 30th. Okay? I just wrote that down. You owe $500 on the 30th of January, and you only have $499 in your account. Well, they're not going to draft that. So life goes on, and let's just say a week later, you get paid. So now you have $499 that's still in your account, plus your payroll check. So now I've seen where a lot of people look at their account and say, oh, wow, I have all of this money. I have more money than I expected. But they never went to check to see if the car note cleared their account or whatever that bill is, house note, car note. I'm sticking with those two because those are the two most important things. They never checked to see if those items came out of their account. So they just, seem to think, oh, wow, I have more money in my account than I expected. Okay. So now now they'll go in again, same system, same habit. They'll go shopping, doing whatever they do in life, buying extra things for the house or, vacationing, whatever you do, with that extra money, you think. Okay. So now next month comes around. So the 30th of February, well, obviously it won't be a 30th of February because it's only 28 days in February. So let's just say February 28th comes around. The bank is now looking for January's payment and they are wanting February's payment. So now they want $1,000. So they go to try to draft your account. And let's just say, yes, you do have $500 there now. So they'll draft that account. But when they drafted their account, that money went toward your January payment, not your February payment. Okay? It didn't go to the February payment. It went to the January payment. So now time goes on, and for whatever reason, you realize that you have, I don't know, let's just say you go and apply for a credit card, which we'll talk about credit cards at another time. But let's just say you go and apply for something or whatever. Or maybe you get a late statement, a late notification in the mail telling you about your January payment. Now you're going to get one telling you about your February payment. And so now you're so confused as to what's going on. Now remember, January was not paid until late February. So you got late fees and interest. So you already owed. So out of your January payment, you already owed the interest. So your $500 contained your interest and your principal. And when that interest and principal was not paid in January, the principal is still due, but that interest that wasn't paid. So basically what I'm saying is you have a whole nother month where interest is accumulating on that $500 that wasn't paid in January. So now you owe January's regular payment plus a late fee, plus all the additional interest that was never paid. Okay? So that's one problem. So all that money comes out of your account. So now you're left with February. February is now unpaid. Do you understand the cycle that starts flowing? The cycle of, so now you're getting phone calls or probably getting late notices about your February payment. And now you're trying to explain, well, you had the money. No, you thought you had the money. But you see what I'm saying? Just $1 short or 50 cents short, even a penny short. If you're short and have an automatic draft to come out of your account, it's not going to happen. If it's supposed to come out, and if you're short 1 penny, it's not going to come out of your account. 9 times out of 10, it's not going to come out. Now, if you're listening to me, you might think, well, if I have overdraft protection, it should come out. Well, it depends on how your bank is set up. It depends on how your account is set up. So that's why also it's important to talk to the representatives at your bank or financial institution and ask these questions. If I have an automatic draft to come out of my account, if the funds are not there, and if I have it in my savings account, is my account set up to pull out of the savings account? And if so, will there be a fee that comes out of my savings account associated with that? You have to ask all those questions, because one little penny short can cause a whole bunch of issues in your account. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you guys, because when we're living, I'm just gonna say it. When we're living paycheck to paycheck, when every penny counts, it matters. It matters when you are not, but when you're not budgeting, you know. So I don't know what else to say. That's all I wanted to say. If you're not balancing your checking account, start balancing your checking account. Okay. So I guess that's it. This is my third live, and I hope if you're watching the replay on this, if you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. Or if you like this video, if you like this type of topic, talking about checking accounts or whatever, give this video a thumbs up so I can know to come back and do more on this type of example that I just gave, and plus some other stuff. So just give the video a thumbs up or give the live a thumbs up to let me know if you like it or not. And I will see you next time. All right, see y'all later.